So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna buy a watch. But we all know, like, at that time, you know, you couldn't go to no ADs and grab anything.
COVID.
So everything, it was like a big resale market. So I'm like, I just can't spend the markup.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. She like, hey, I don't got nothing to do with it. It's a guilt-free purchase. But I'm like, I just can't do it. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm not about to spend it. She was like, how about you make your own watch? Like, you know, you always used to talk about it since you was younger. We was younger. You always said you wanted to have a watch. How about you just make one for yourself?
Welcome. You're here with the Watchers. Welcome back. I'm your host, Rod Dye. I'm here with the one and only Rio the Watcher. And today we have a very special guest in the house, Mr. Shakeem Tomlin, CEO, founder of Tomlin Co. Watch Company. How you doing today, Shakeem?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate y'all for having me. Like, seriously, like, I definitely appreciate being on your platform and y'all using your platform to highlight, you know, micro brands, man. It's definitely appreciated.
Oh, absolutely, man. I appreciate you hopping on, man. You know, I seen your brand a while ago and, man, just kind of just been like looking from afar, and it just like seeing where you're taking everything. It's been truly inspiring. So we do appreciate you hopping on here, man.
No
Absolutely, man. And it's, man, I just want to say, like you said, man, we love supporting micro brands. It's really what keeps, you know, the industry progressing. Any industry, really. It's the startups, it's the new blood in the industry that, you know, keeps the movement moving, so to say. Mm-hmm. So definitely, man, definitely great to have you on, man. And we want to get right to it. We're gonna get into your story, get into the get into your background and everything and how you ventured into the world of horology. But before we go any further, we gotta see what's on wrist. What's on wrist, man? So I'll go ahead and kick it.
So we start with me.
Yeah, we usually have our guests go last. Our guests, guest of the day go last. Gotcha. And I know Rio got on actually. So since I'm a little off script, I'll go first. You know what I'm saying? So actually, this is actually a piece I got to commemorate me graduating with my MBA. So I just graduated from Penn State in December with my MBA. So this isn't quite Penn State colors, but it's all good. We make it work. So I actually had rewarded myself with a Rolex Sky-Dweller, mint green dial.
Oh, that's a great bird. That's great.
Yeah, had to treat myself, man. So something I was looking at, and I'm sure we all know the Rolex AD games that they play or whatnot, but he made it happen for me. He made it happen for me in rather short order.
Watch 9.
And I'm a sucker for green dials too,
bro.
So like that green pair with that bracelet is like perfect.
Absolutely.
Man. Like in Sky-Dwellers, we already know the story with the Sky-Dwellers, like the most complicated watch. So that's a good one that you was able to get your hands on.
Man. So he made it happen for me in short order, man. So
1 year, 9 allocations, Mr. Allocations. This is insane, bro.
9 is crazy. Nah.
He calls a melee at the 8. Listen, forget it anyway. I'll go next, big dog. Listen, because we not about to do this, bro.
Yeah.
You know
what you wearing, man? What you wearing, man?
I got something special on, man. I'm going to take it off, man. This is the Tomlin Co. Celestial calendar.
There we go. That's why we here.
The pearl dial.
But yeah, you can't go right.
Yeah.
Look at this, man.
Okay.
So what I love about this watch, before we even get into it, man, I love the profile of it, man.
Yeah.
Like, look how thin that is, man. It has a lot of wrist presence. You know, I'm a gold. Like, you could call me King Midas. I love gold. Like, if it was up to me, I'll have a whole watch case, just gold piece. And then a steel box as well. But this gold piece, like, and what I love what you did with this is like, and I'm going to let you talk about it a little bit more, but just me as just being a consumer, just being a fan, because you sent this out to me. Like, this was literally on some serious, like, I look at one of these pieces and I say, how long has he been in the game? Because yes, it has the integrated bracelet look, but even with the if you look at the bracelet itself, it's not like taken from another person's design there. You literally was intentional with this bezel. It has a moonphase, bro. Like, and I could just put it on and go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that was one of the things, like keeping it quartz, because I wanted people, it's an entry level watch. I wanted people to be able to get like so many complications with an entry level price point and be able to like put it on and just go. Don't have to worry about resetting it. They could like really enjoy the watch, like wear it and enjoy it. So I'm glad that you definitely see it and appreciate like all the intentionality.
I'm just gonna say this last thing before I let you go. We had an event with a major retailer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the event was nice. We packed it out. It was doing its thing, man. But a lot of people was like, "Wait, what do you got on? What you got on?" Some of the employees themselves tried it on, checked it out. This is a top 10 luxury brand.
Oh man, I seen the event, so I know the event, the place that you was at, and it's a brand that I respect as well.
We as well, but I just want to say that it drew attention in a very positive way. So if you ever knew, I don't think you second guessed yourself, but if you just want to know from people outside of your circle that is, like he said, is making the movement move, like you're definitely doing that.
No, I appreciate that.
I was actually about to say that, man. I got a very, very great reception. Very great reception at the event, man. So it's great work, man, for sure.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
What do you have on wrist today, man?
I kept it on brand Tomlin Co. This is the gunmetal with the black sunburst dial. I don't know if you can really see it.
We can see it. Yeah, man.
What's going on? Yeah.
So the gunmetal kind of look more black. Is it like black? Is it like a grayish?
So it's more black than gray. It's like a real dark gray. So it's like more like, but depending on like the angle, sometimes it looks black. Sometimes it looks more gray. It just depends on the angle.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, beautiful man. I want to get into these watches, man. But I want to know a little bit about yourself. Now, is there any relations to Mike Tomlin? Like, I mean.
No relations to Mike Tomlin. I get that a lot. Like, actually, like, I just came from somewhere and had to check in the hotel. Like right now it's playoff season. So everybody football happy. So they like, oh, Tomlin, like the coach. So I'm like, you mean like the watch brand?
Exactly.
She's like, huh? I'm like, well, yeah, I got more work. I said, I got more work to do. My wife just looking at me like, come on.
For real. Let's work.
Yeah.
They'll know.
That's what you're supposed to do. Absolutely, man.
But no relation to Mike Tomlin now, I know of anyway.
You never know. But just getting a little bit background about yourself, man. Where you come from, briefly, and then of course that transition to how you got into watches in general.
Okay, well, born and raised in Philly. I'm a Philly kid, born and raised. I went to Lincoln University. Most of my professional background was in like youth services. Children's services, youth services, and just social services in general. As far as getting into watches, there's nothing like that. I did professional that kind of drove me there, but more so like my personal life. Like I always was like into watches ever since I was younger. And me and my wife, we got like this thing at the end of every year. We get to make a purchase. She don't question how much I spent doing it. I don't question how much she spent doing it. So like 2020, 2021, like we had a pretty good year from my other business. We both was working our day jobs. So I'm like, I'm going to buy a watch. But we all know like at that time, you couldn't go to no ADs and grab anything.
COVID.
So everything, it was like a big resale market. So I'm like, I just can't spend the markup. I just can't do it. She like, hey, I don't got nothing to do with it. It's a guilt-free purchase. But I'm like, I just can't do it. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm not about to spend it. She was like, how about you make your own watch? Like, you always used to talk about it since you was younger. We was younger. You always said you wanted to have a watch. How about you just make one for yourself? So like I started, like just playing around. I'm like, I made something out there that is the best thing out. So like my dad, he seen it. He like, yo, like, I like your watch, but when I'm going to get one. So on Father's Day, I blessed them with a watch. And then my friends was asking, but by that time, I was already, like reaching out to people, getting on CADs made, trying to figure this thing out by then.
So like they say when you find a wife,
Bro,
You find a good thing.
Come on.
That's what they say.
That's what they say,
Come
ain't
on,
it?
man.
That's
Hey,
incredible.
man, listen.
And the fact that you had a fortitude to actually like walk into it is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And that's
Were you always like that? Like if somebody like give you an idea, or if you had an idea, you just like kind of ran with it, or was this just something like you really jumped up and built it?
Kind of the opposite.
Okay.
Kind of the opposite. Like I always had like crazy business ideas, and then like it seemed crazy at first, but then before next thing you know, it could be 5 years, 10 years, it become like a real thing. And so like my wife and my cousin, they always mess with me like, yo, we tired of you saying like this should happen or think of a business. Like you need to start executing on some of them. Mm-hmm. So like after I took that, I'm like, all right, like, you know what I mean? So that's what I've been doing. Like I've been on that like pretty heavy, like really executing on these ideas that I've been having.
That's the importance of having a strong woman by your side.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Push you to, push you beyond your limits, man. It might be, get you out of your comfort zone, but like you said, get you where you need to go, man. So that's great, man.
No,
so
for sure.
You can take us through the process. Okay, so you were looking at, watches, especially at the height of the pandemic. Obviously, the resale market was crazy. Your wife said, why don't you had a lifelong dream of, making your own watch brand, starting your own watch. So you decided to embark on that endeavor. So walk us through this process. Like, okay, you conceptualized the idea, you're going to, make your own watch. Like, what was that process like from like the design to everything?
First thing you draw up, you're going to think is like the best thing smoking. And then you're going to look at it the next day, like this is trash. Right. So it's like a lot of that, like just going back and forth. So like a lot of it was just like, like I don't have a horology background or anything. So I was like, like reaching out to people, like people in the space and asking, asking certain questions. But then when I found like a movement house that I like, I think I like this movement house and started going through, then I thought about like, what do I want this watch to have? So like, I'm a big music fan. Like, so I go off of like certain artists, like them, they say like such and such album was going to be their last album. And they kind of hit all the points on that album. So if that was their last album, I think we would have been all right with it. Like we have been good. So I kind of like took that into like that space of creating a watch. I'm like, all right, so I kind of want the watch to have everything. So I like, it felt like I didn't miss anything. So that's why I went with the complication. I wanted a full calendar and a moonphase. So after I found the movement that I like, that kind of gave me like a pathway, so to speak, on further design and stuff.
That's awesome, man. What I wanted to know is like, because you said you wanted a full calendar, you wanted a moon phase, but those things a lot of time go into like dressier watches. Right. Talk to me about how you wanted, like how you use the juxtaposition of more of a sports integrated model instead. Like what was the mindset of that? Like you just really just wanted everything just in that one. You wanted to create reasonable doubt the first time.
Yeah, there you go. So you already know what album I was talking about.
Yeah.
So for the bracelet, I wanted something that I don't mind wearing every day, that the people I hang with, like that they wouldn't mind wearing every day. And I always had the idea, like if I wanted to slap a FKM rubber strap on it, I could. Ooh. Or if I wanted to go with a leather strap, I could.
So you can't do that?
So
you can take these off and put a rubber strap on here?
You can, but it's not like a quick release.
Okay, so you just have to have the tools, and then you'll be able to put it in on and off.
Yeah, just have the tools.
Oh, that's perfect. That's dope.
So actually, I'm going to bring behind the curtain a little bit. Offline, he was literally just talking about that. He said, this watch is fire. He said, what would be fire? He said, if I was able to put a rubber strap on there. And you just confirmed that he literally just said that. So
I literally just said that, bro. Like, I just didn't know. Some integrated bracelets, like, it's like a part of the watch. It's like they don't even make it to where you're able to do that.
No, but I was real intentional with having that being able to come off so you could, like you could interchange it. Like,
yeah, that's fire, bro.
So when did you officially launch Tomlin Co? And
so I officially.
You're good. I was gonna say, when did you launch Tomlin Co officially, and what has the reception been since you've launched your pieces, since you launched your line?
So I officially launched in April of 2025.
Okay. Wow.
So from 2021 to 2025, like I was in the background, getting everything together. And like, man, we spoke a little bit offline. We was talking about like waiting for like the perfect time to release something or the perfect time. So I was sitting on the idea for a while, and I'm like everything is here. Like I could like release this, like I'm like, yeah, I want to have a rollout and all of that. But I'm like, you know what? I think I'm ready to let the people see it. So April 2025 is when I launched. So far the reception been pretty good. My best reception that I see is like when I'm at trade shows and stuff, and people get to walk up and I could talk to the consumer opposed to just seeing like a name come across the screen. So I definitely enjoy like going out and being able to talk to the consumers and stuff.
Where do you want to like, so tell me about just being an entrepreneur, right? Tell me about your first 90 days. What does that first 90 days look like for you as a consumer? I mean, not as a consumer, I'm sorry, as an owner working with consumers. Tell me what that first 90 days look like.
First 90 days, it kind of felt like a high, kind of like, you all in, like you willing to do everything to get the business running, you all in. But then when them slow days come, it's like, dang, like I really got to figure this out. But I think I had like my first 90 days was pretty solid because I already had like events lined up to do. So I already had like an email list with over 3,000 people to send out. So I didn't launch just starting. I already had like an email list to go off of. So that kind of definitely helped me out a little bit. And then just using some of my regular network, like people in my regular network. And it's been pretty good so far.
Absolutely. I just wanted to know, like, when you were making the watches, what made you pick the variations, the configurations that you went with? I know we have this one right here, which is like a yellow gold with a pearl dial. You have like a more of a rose gold with the olive dial. You have the gunmetal, and that has the blue dial, right? You have
the gunmetal has
black
some black
dial, and then you have a steel variant
and the
stainless steel with the blue dial.
So as far as the variation, so the rose with the olive dial, that was definitely like something I'm like, I definitely got to have it because a little behind the curtain, that was like a watch that I planned on buying at the time. So I'm like, yeah, this is definitely going to be like a colorway. So that's what made me like have that one. The gold one that you have on, my wife actually designed it. That was like one of the ones that she designed because she loved pearls. And she like, you got to have something with gold. And she's like, I think like a pearl color face to look right with it. I'm like, you probably know a little something. So, so that's how we landed on that. The gunmetal and the black, like, because I was going to go with an all black and not like a gunmetal, just an all black. I'm like, I think the gunmetal bring like a nice contrast to it to pair with the black. So that's how I paired that. And the stainless with the midnight blue, that was my last one. And I'm like, that's like the most one, and you're like, duh, like, of course you're going to have that one.
Versatile.
But that was like the last one, versatile one. And that's actually probably the number one seller, that one. The stainless with the midnight blue. It's either that one or the gunmetal. They like back and forth.
That's interesting that you say that, because like when I had, so for people listening, I got the gunmetal on the way, by the way. But so I was looking online, like I kept like, I feel like people are, flocking to like all of the models, but I feel like I kept seeing like the rose gold with the olive. I'm like, man, like people, I'm like, man, and that's the one I was attracted to because like he like gold, like I feel like rose gold always catches my eye, but I'm just like, dang, man, like, not that I know any of these people, by the way, but it's just like still, I'm like, man, everybody going rose gold. You know what? Let me just go with the gunmetal, man. Let me get the gunmetal.
I was shocked when he ordered it, but I was so happy he did. I can't wait to see it.
For sure. And then we always have a rule where it's like, like if he got we got a certain colorway, I'm gonna just get another one, so that way we can swap.
Bro, man.
No, seriously. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You got the same wrist size too?
Actually, nah. Like I'm like my wrist size is like slightly thinner than Rio's is.
I'm like about I got like mine's like 19 centimeters for my wrist. So I only had to take off like one or two of the links.
Like one
Yeah,
or
just
two.
one or two of
Okay.
the links. But I ain't gonna lie, I didn't immediately take it off. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like too crazy, but I
Okay.
do like my watches to fit like right above the wrist bone right here.
Yeah.
You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? So, but it's still loose enough if, you know, get hot, it ain't too crazy.
Yeah.
What you laughing at, man? Hold
It's not
on, man. What you
bothering me.
laughing at, bro? What I say?
Nah,
Because I said, because my wrist bone, bro. What's
Nah.
going on? I thought you called me
Good,
I thought you called me in the cam moment. What I say, bro?
Nah, you good, man. You good, man. We're gonna keep it G, man. All good. So so we got, like the celestial calendar. And I don't know if you want to divulge anything as far as like, what you're working on, what you're cooking up, for the future. Do you have any more, like maybe any more colorways of the celestial calendar? Or are you gonna drop more celestial calendars as well as add a new line? Or is this line going to, disappear from the capsule? Like what's on deck for Tomlin Co?
No, so I plan on letting the celestial calendar cook for a little bit. So I plan on changing, like having more colorways and stuff like that. And then before I jump into like another model or anything. But I kind of want to, take this, like let this have its moment.
I think that's super smart, man. Especially when you're dealing with being the new kid on the block in the market, right? Where there's so many different options. But the thing about it is, it's not another you, right? So, along with just seeing a great watch, people are getting to know you. How has that been? We all think about, okay, we're going to be a business owner, and we look at our product or whatever our design is going to be as the baby, that's the creation. But the truth of the matter is, we still want to talk to you, and then you get put the spotlight get put on you. How has that been for you?
It's definitely taking some adjusting to do because I'm more like I play the background and stuff. Like, like I don't really like being in like the forefront, but it gets some taking to get used to, but like everything, like I always say, like I'm open with it though. Like whatever you need to know, I always tell people, go ahead, feel free to ask. And I'd rather people ask me than have like a misunderstanding about something. I could tell you directly what it is, so you don't have to like try to assume something or anything.
Absolutely.
No. So I got a question for, obviously, great brand as far as, models. I'll definitely say so far you 1 for 1 for sure. Outside of Tomlin Co, have you collected any pieces? Like, what brands outside of Tomlin Co like catch your eye? And do you have any pieces in your collection currently?
So as far as like, I wasn't like a big collector. Like I always tell people, I wasn't a big collector. I was just definitely like a lot of brands. So like when people, they send stuff over, I'd be like, oh yes. Like I just knew what I like. Like I'm not one of them people that could call watches by reference numbers and all of that stuff. But let me see. Like so far, like I had a Breitling like when I was younger. So that's why when y'all say y'all had your event, that's why I said that's a respectable thing to hear coming from them, because that was like one of the only, like, I guess people would consider big boy watches that I bought from when I was younger. But other than that, after I started having kids, I kind of took it easy on the spending. A few fashion watches my wife would usually give me for like, anniversaries and stuff like that. But like, I don't have a crazy collection though.
Let me ask you something, because I think a lot of times, this is a 2-part question. I want to know now, since you've been studying, right? Since you've been studying since 2021 to 2025, and you release a couple of brands or watchmakers or watch houses that you are inspired by. Now, it don't have to necessarily be because you like a watch. It could be because the marketing, the advertising, the campaign, the leadership. And I also want to know, like, what is it like being a Black-owned brand and understanding like the watch enthusiast, the watch culture is cultural based. It depends on, because like a lot of times, like we were just talking about, like for me, I know me and Rod talk about this all the time. I love learning about movements and complications. I love learning about the history of horology for sure. But, I was always drawn by the aesthetics. I think most people are, but there's also patches who like the functionality of the tool of the watch, or where the watch originated, or who made the watch. And I think culturally, you're from, Philly, inner city. I would, I'm assuming, like us, we kind of like, was it fly first? Like, how do it look before I start learning about it? Did it appeal to me? Did I think it was fly? So like, talk about like how that kind of influenced what you made and what you like moving forward, like with watches.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Joe Jensen, to me, he was like one of the best watch designers. So if you look at my watch, you see some of the influence definitely on there from that 70s era. You'll see some of that influence on there. As far as brands today that I see and watch, I like Vacheron, of course. Like I love them brand. That brand, Rolex, love Rolex. AP, I love what everybody, like I love the same stuff as far as personal brands that I take and get like inspiration from. I'm gonna keep it like black on the owner of Sovereign's watch with Tommy. Like I see him shaking and moving. Like I seen like, a brother in this space when I first got on, and I just seen his journey. And then I kind of, like I kind of see that as inspiration as well.
I love that. I'm going to ask one more question because Raj, I could go, but I'm going to ask one more thing before, like, has there been any boundaries in your way as you've been trying to forge your own space in this journey that you are willing to share? It doesn't have to be specific, but like,
no, it's all good. Like I applied to do a watch event in New York, like when I first got started, and they flat out told me like, nah, like, so I kind of, they was like, we looking for something different. They kind of let me down easy, but, long story short, that's like, oh, nah, we ain't feeling it. So like some people can see that as a boundary, but like, like a little flat foot hustling ain't never hurt me. Like just going out there, pounding the pavement and like, making things shake, like that ain't never like deter me from anything.
Nah, I respect that.
But like as far as that, I mean, I think the watch community as a whole been pretty, like, welcoming, to be honest. Like, since starting, like, you got reaching out to you guys, sending you stuff, like, yo, what you think about this? Like, like commenting. Like, the watch industry been pretty welcoming to me.
That's beautiful. I love
man, you touched on something, man. Like you said, the gatekeeping. And I'm assuming, based on your story, I would deduce that, like you said, they didn't give you any explanation. It's just, like you said, they just want to go in a different direction for their event.
I mean, they said more so that like some of the design is like, long story short, like some of the designs and the consumers that they like basically they wasn't feeling it, like, like, and I don't take it no type of way, but they probably see my page. I didn't have like, like crazy traction or anything like that. So, I just got more work to do. That's all I look at it.
And I feel like even though like we're more so in like we're in the watch media space. You're obviously in the watch manufacturing space. You got the company, but I feel like our stories kind of parallel because I feel like we've dealt with some of that early on, especially like with certain brands, and then you do something, and say you have a nice event, you get some traction, and then all of a sudden, more doors open, and it's almost like we try to tell you,
they needed a use case. It's fine. They needed a use case.
They need a proof of concept, and it's all good. And you got the proof of concept, and even though you had the product there, but they're gonna see the traction. It's gonna continue to take off. So, it's gonna reach a point in time to where they'll be reaching out to Tomlin Co.
Exactly. Absolutely.
But yeah, till then we don't stop the show at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all, man. Not at all.
And that's what I tend to do. Like I tend to focus on, like those that do appreciate, opposed to like putting energy on like people that's not feeling it, because you can't please everybody. So I just try to, like pour love into people that's pouring love into Tomlin Co. and just give it right now.
Man, one of my mentors in the business world and sales said there are enough people that are ready and willing to buy now. You don't have to hard sell anyone, enough people ready and willing to buy now. So as an entrepreneur in the watch space, what are some things that you would like to see, change in the watch space? Like, what are some things that you like love, but most importantly, like, what would you like to see change?
More faces that look like ours, like in like real big spaces. Even some of these big brands, I would love to see them like connect with the culture in a real way. like our culture make like a lot of stuff hot, as they say, but like I would like for them to benefit off of, the stuff that they making popular.
You know what I'm about to say, man. And I said this in the early episode, and I'm going to say it again, because a lot of times like these brands, and obviously the industry is very, Eurocentric, and not just obviously, a Swiss made piece, Swiss made timepieces. They're wonderful. But excellence isn't just Eurocentric. And, they lean, and we seen this, and we were going back and forth off the record about, like the whole Tracks NYC thing. And now he kind of came at hip hop, and really it's like hip hop, like that's what blew you up. That's what blew the industry up. And really I always say, like, you always attack hip hop, but like, we are the culture,
Mm-hmm.
Black culture is pop culture.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree 100%. Hands up.
I don't even want to say nothing else. I just want to leave.
Yeah.
Black culture is pop culture.
I piggyback off of that and double down on your sentiment, Rod. And yours as well, Shakeem. Like at the end of the day, bro, like, just being able to show that there's room for us, and also to people who look like us or come from places that we come from, to know that it's okay to learn about this culture and learn about the things that was there and traditions that was there, but we don't have to conform to them. You can also still bring what you have, and there's enough canvas for us to paint with, for another analogy there. So definitely appreciate what you're doing. And you definitely did drop a dope project. I'm using your analogy as far as with Reasonable Doubt. Like you dropped a dope project, a dope watch, starting out. I think the only thing I got to ask for you, man, within the next 5 years, man, where do you see Tomlin Co? What are you looking for? Like, what are you visualizing as far as you guys' growth and reach?
I mean, as far as like with the watches, hopefully I could be to the point of having like my own movement house.
Wow.
Like that would be something that, like I would love to do within the next 5 years. I know that's a big goal, but that's something that I would love to do. As far as like the brand itself, watches is not the only thing Tomlin Co is going to focus on. It's going to be more so, things that men can appreciate. So you might start seeing like some leather goods, like, like the wristband, watchmaker, probably a backpack here and there, like stuff that, for men to appreciate, and probably some collabs, like a few collabs with a few brands and stuff.
Absolutely.
You answered part of my question, and I was going to ask like what as far as like horizontal integration you're going to do with the brand. You kind of touched on that, and I was going to and you kind of teed it up for my next question, my final question. If there was any brand that you would collaborate with, what would that be?
PS is Natural. It's a hair care brand that me and my wife own.
There it is. I like that.
Okay.
No.
So it's a hair care brand that me and my wife own.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we do have a hair care brand. So I kind of want to, I'm thinking of like some type of collabs with the hair care brand. But as far as like would I collab with any other watchmakers, I have a few people that I have in mind, but I like for it to come in fruition before I bring.
Well, so where can people find you? Where can they find, the watch brand, website, socials, everything out there, so we can make sure that it's flashing and we can promote the brand?
Okay, so you can shop for the Tomlin Co at tomlinandcompany.com. And you can follow me at Tomlin and Company. No, it's Tomlin Co.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't think it's Tomlin Co. Now, do you have a TikTok?
I don't. Everybody keep telling me I need to get on it.
Come on, man.
I need to set it up, man. Like, I don't want to set it, like, because isn't a certain way to set it up for business? My kids, they tell me, like, you should be on TikTok. Like, so I don't want to set it up wrong.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm old. So, like.
Bro, listen, I'm the same way, but I'll tell you this. I've been on Instagram, and I love Instagram. But once I got on TikTok and I just started like getting down my own rabbit hole and realizing how it's just like it's instant, it's fast, it's quick, way faster than Instagram. I could see how fast like a brand could grow. I could see how fast a company can grow. You can have 500 followers and still do 2 million views on a post. So whereas Instagram, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not at
So
all.
I would definitely urge you, just like you did with the watch brand, just like we did with this podcast, just log on and create this
Just
site and
start.
just scroll before you post anything. Just start.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Okay.
it would pivot. It would pivot the brand. I promise you.
No, I'm gonna definitely get on
No
it.
doubt.
Definitely get on it.
Sure, man.
I got a few questions for y'all though.
Okay.
Let's
What's
go.
going
Let's get
on?
it.
So as consumers, and people in the media space of the watch world, what is it that y'all looking forward to, like as far as like watches?
We said as far as watches, as far as can you elaborate on that? Like styles or
just as far as watch brands, styles, anything.
So one thing that that I'm looking forward to in this space is, I'll just say, more people that look like us. I know that's not like actual like watch brand specific, but as far as just like in the watch space, I definitely would like to see, more of us in the space. And I think it's getting there, more content creators, more, watch media personalities, more watch companies, so I definitely see that. In regards to like actual watches, I mean, my favorite, man, I don't, I mean, I like them all. I like them all, to be honest with you, man. So one thing that, I can't even answer like this. Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, go ahead. I'm trying.
All right. Well, what I'll say, I don't like everybody, everything. But what I will tell you is this, though. What I'm looking forward to is the Game of Thrones every year. Like, being an entrepreneur in sales, I just love to see who's going to seize the moments and the opportunities. Who's gonna tell the best stories? Lie to me, baby. I want to be sold. You know what I mean? Like
you
sell me this watch. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like some people. I think a lot is going to change in the watch industry in the next 1 to 5 years. Personally, a lot of luxury watch brands, or even Swiss watch brands, if we're going to narrow that down, because there's luxury in Japan, China, Germany, and other places. But I think that Philly, let's go. Let's go. And I want to see who is going to stop resting on the traditions and the things that were built years before them and start pivoting and making their own way. Like, exactly. I understand you was around in the 1700s. I understand you was around in the early 19th century. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to collaborate? Are you going to choose better people to endorse your watches and promote your brand? Are you going to literally start listening to your clients or your customers? And then are you going to compete for that spot? Like, everybody's competing for the second spot, but I don't even think they're competing. I think they're settling. So who's going to make up some of that space between, for the luxury brands, for example, from that 13 billion to that 3 billion, who's going to make up that space?
I want to add something onto that too. That's good. I'm excited to see who's going to innovate. I feel like even the companies that we love, I feel like they re-release this pretty much the same models like every year with like slight variations. So I like to see companies that are willing to take a risk. I know people like bag on Hublot, but it's like at least they're taking risks. At least they're doing something different. Like at least they're not chasing Rolex. You see a lot of brands that kind of like use. You could tell who like uses like Rolex as their benchmark, and it's just like if they're going right and everyone should go right, like who's gonna go left? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Who's going to, like I said, actually innovate and like I said, actually, meet the consumer's needs, and who's going to, be accessible. I think accessibility is important. Obviously, you want some exclusivity, but like who's going to be available? Who's going to, tap in? Who's going to, I'm going to go back to the culture. Who's going to pour into us, man, at the end of the day? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
Like I said, I'm excited for the innovation as well. Like who's willing to take risk? It's 2026, So it's not the the brands of like yesteryear. Like the industry doesn't need to be like tight and like stuffy. Who's gonna new colorways, new materials? Who's gonna take the risk and put out a gunmetal watch? You know what I mean? Seriously, who's gonna put out the gunmetal?
With the annual calendar and the moonphase. Come on, man. At an amazing entry level price point.
Yeah.
To where I look at some brands and I see what you've offered, brother.
Yeah, come
and in comparison to what they're offering.
Yeah.
And when I told people how much they could possibly get this for, they ain't believe me.
Yeah. And that's why let me get
and that was done with intention as
let
well.
me get my piece in for you realize for the price.
Hey, look, I ain't got the Sky-Dweller, but I get to stun on him for a few more days.
Man,
like,
come on, man.
Like, what's going on?
You definitely got wrist presence for sure.
Absolutely,
for sure, man. So
I appreciate
that was
it,
a very
man.
good question.
I mean,
no doubt, bro.
Very good question.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for taking the time and making the time to spend, to talk to us. I know we're going to talk some more for real, man. And just continue to grow in this space, because you started growing, like officially dropping in 2025. We officially started dropping in 2025. Something special with this, what they call this class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think it's like a renaissance period. I think it's like a lot happening, and I look forward to continuing to grow together.
Absolutely, brother.
Likewise.
Quick question for y'all: what colorways are y'all looking for?
Oh. I was glad you asked. I'm glad you asked that.
You gonna go? You want me to go?
I want you to go.
Son, tell me y'all got a list.
So, man, I'll say top line for me, like, I love the aventurine dial, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's been like one that's attractive. Obviously, like mint green, like we talked about, but that aventurine dial for me. And then also,
oh my God, how many you gonna say? You gonna say all of them for us?
Nah, I said aventurine. I was just gonna say I like the ox blood color. Like, I love that.
You talking about like you want to know what the configurations we're gonna do for the Tomlin Co, right? So he gonna say all the good ones. Go ahead, man.
I said two. I'm done.
I'm messing with you, brother.
So I'm gonna be honest. Oxblood definitely is a color that I'm looking at, trying to find like the right Pantone. Right, so it's not too dark or too light, because I want to be able to bring it across all metals. Yeah, like with the steel band, I want to find something that matched, that I could bring it across the line.
If I were to, if it were me, right, and this is not to change anything, because I think you've done a beautiful job, but like maybe a malachite dial, tiger eye, and that what it's called, tiger eye. But if you did so, maybe not even have to have a celestial calendar, just so it could just focus on the dial.
I'm gonna say y'all some stuff when we get off here. Some stuff that
all right, y'all be cool. Y'all be cool.
Man, with that
I'm gonna send y'all some pictures.
Yes, sir, man.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a perfect segue, man. We thank you again, Mr. Shakeem Tomlin.
Let's go.
Founder, CEO, Tomlin Co.
Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations.
No, thank you. I appreciate y'all for having me.
For real, the watcher, Rod Die, signing off.